Making your first garden is a life-changing experience. It is a great way to enjoy the great outdoors while still being productive and enhancing the environment. Gardening, despite its physical nature, is a great way to unwind. One of the best things about gardens is that they can be small and straightforward or large and sprawling. Observing something to grow and prosper due to your efforts may be a rewarding experience.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Calbaraso and I like to take you along the journey of my OPLAN project, which is entitled Bahay-kubo sa likod ng bahay mo. Join me as I reflect on the lessons I've learned and the experience I've had while working on this project. This year, I effectively developed a vegetable garden since we have an OPLAN project called Bahay-kubo sa likod ng bahay mo. Gardening has been a worthwhile experience for me, and I can't wait to share and what I've experienced along the journey.
This is the 14th week of my plant's life, and everything has progressed as expected. Taking care of a vegetable garden for the first time makes me feel like I'm taking care of a pet. I get ecstatic when I check on my plants first thing in the morning to see whether they have made any progress.
If you want your plant to survive, you have to be careful and patient during the entire journey that they may undergo.
This OPLAN project's first big task was to plan what vegetable plants we wanted to plant and prepare a garden bed or find a container. I asked my parents for help, looked online, and used whatever resource I could learn to more about gardening. Our house is surrounded by cement, so I think of creative ways to plant my seeds. I decided to repurpose some of our unused containers and pots for planting. So, I've decided to grow tomatoes, onions, and eggplants. The next day, I bought onions, tomatoes, and eggplant seeds. The second week, I searched for a recyclable plastic container to cut up and fill with water so that I could insert my onion inside. The next day, I started planting my tomatoes and eggplants in the pots I had prepared. I was pleased to discover that my onions had begun to root in the water the following day. When the roots started to grow, I moved my onions into soil feed pots. And now it has begun to sprout some leaves. At this point, neither the tomatoes nor the eggplants have made any progress yet, because I believe in the need for patience. Nothing gets started today and expected to be fully developed tomorrow. However, I'm still watering them and putting them in the sunlight. Week 3 and 4 updates have revealed significant progress in my plant, which has left me feeling delighted. In week 3, my excitement increased over the next few days when I noticed that my eggplants and tomatoes had begun to rise. I watered and sanitized the plants in this garden and the surrounding ones to ensure that they developed healthily. However, I don't overwater them to reduce the risk of rot disease. My plants enjoy watering just as much they enjoy the sun. Here is a picture of my tomato plant in week 4, which is already growing and expanding. Aside from that, if they produce more, I intend to move them to a larger pot. Second, I have noticed an improvement in the quality of my eggplant. It is becoming more eye-catching as the leaves grow larger and larger. Finally, my onion has more leaves, and we can infer that it is reasonably healthy from its appearance on its own. When it comes to weeks 5 and 6, I'm delighted to see that my plants are flourishing and in good health. I made sure they had enough sunlight as well as rainwater. My tomato has sprouted new leaves, and I've transplanted some of them into another pot so that they can continue to grow and thrive. The other onion, which I had already planted, is likewise developing and sprouting some leaves. My eggplant is still developing, and the leaves have grown into larger ones. plant continued to flourish for my 7th and 8th weeks of updates, which made me quite happy. I've been providing enough water and sunlight for my tomato, eggplant, and onion plants, which are thriving. The plants are protected from the rain when there's a lot of rain. This keeps them from drowning. To encourage more significant development, as you can see, I've already transplanted and repotted the tomatoes, and they are too big to be contained in a single pot. On the other hand, my onion is still producing new leaves and my eggplant. My plants have improved health and I'm happy with the results. My plant has grown healthy for weeks 9 and 10 updates and has expanded in size significantly. I've noticed that my eggplants are growing taller as they become more visible and the size of their leaves has increased as well. In addition to producing new leaves, as you can see, my onion is also getting taller, which I find to be a positive development. Also, the height of my tomato has increased, and the size of the leaves has increased significantly. I was so excited because it had begun to bloom some flowers and was ready to produce some fruit. Moreover, I am glad since they will continue to grow and develop in their own way. Overall, I'm satisfied with my gardening because most of my plants are flourishing. As you can see, my plants continue to grow and develop daily. So it's incredible that they are thriving and I'm relieved that they're becoming more prominent and better every day. My eggplant is expanding in size and its leaves are becoming more substantial and robust. My tomatoes are likewise progressing in their development. Tomatoes look great as indicated by the fact that they are abundantly producing fruits. And as you can see, the tomato fruits are growing in a great and healthy environment. I'm looking forward to seeing some fruits that have reached their ripeness. However, the onion is also thriving, and we pluck some of its leaf for use in our meals. Overall, my plants appear to be in a good health and are full of vibrant greenery. Moreover, I improved the soil quality by adding more nutritious dirt. It makes me delighted to observe those plants developing and flourishing. When it comes to the week 14 update, I'm delighted to know that my plants are doing well. Amazingly, they're prospering and growing in stature by day. In addition to its growth in size, the leaves on my eggplant are also getting thicker and more robust. Flowers are beginning to bloom as I can see. In the same way, the development of my tomatoes is going well. The tomatoes look great. I'm eager to see some fruits that are ripe and are ready to be harvested. When I plucked part of the onion's leaves last week, I decided to plant an additional onion. You can also observe that it has begun to sprout leaves. Typically, the plants in my garden appear to be in excellent health and are bursting with vivid green foliage. My tomatoes were ripe the following day, and I harvested some of them. It was very astonishing that my plants developed and were beneficial to us. In conclusion, gardening isn't something we can merely wish for. Plant care involves watering and checking for sunlight. It also entails safeguarding plants from trespassing pests. There are many things I've learned through growing these vegetables, and I plan to retain them in my heart and mind for a long time to come. Our gardening skills will improve as we embark on our journey toward mastery. With more excellent knowledge, we'll be able to imagine additional options for our garden. I've realized many things about this project, and I've concluded that planting is essential and brings us happiness. Because of this, every morning when we see it, our day is filled with excitement and a renewed sense of purpose.
Your persistence and hard work are the keys to its success. Thank you for watching.